guys, welcome back to Wind Down with Books with your girl Kay. As you can see by the title, today we're going to be discussing the Midnight series while winding down with some Chateau Diana. Let me go ahead and get my glass. I'm actually trying this for the first time. I hope y'all get your wine ready, have your wine glass. Drop in the comments, let me know what you're drinking. Let me taste this. It's a little sweet, but a little on the dry side. Not my favorite. So as you know from video one, I like the Midnight series. I think Soldier did her thing with it, but I'm also disappointed in the direction that she went with it. For example, when everybody read The Coldest Winter Ever, Midnight was the man. Like, Midnight is your dream man. If you want a man of steel, if you want a man of integrity, loyalty, who's a family man, then Midnight was the man. So I was expecting to get a little more background information for Midnight in the series. But sadly, Soldier disappointed. If you read the series, this is book one right here. Then book one talked about Midnight's travel from Africa to Brooklyn. So the reason why he came to Brooklyn was because his father was a powerful man in Africa, and they attacked his father, so the father sent them to America for a better living, for safekeeping. I was excited. I'm like, okay, Midnight's 7 years old. He's young. He's coming from a strong, rich family. He's going to adjust in Brooklyn. Book one was amazing. Like, hands down, amazing. Midnight was a young gentleman. He took care of his mother. His mother didn't speak any lick of English. And, he was a provider. He came to Brooklyn, he adjusted, they tried him, he stood his ground, he showed them what a true African man is, if you know what an African man is, all right? But then the direction of book 2 and 3 is still focused on Midnight's teenagers. And I'm like, Soldier, you dragging it. Come on, sis, what are you doing? Like, I wanted to find out how Midnight and Ricky actually got into business together in regards to selling drugs. Because if you realize in The Coldest Winter Ever, Midnight sold drugs, and the reason why he sold drugs was because he went to jail for being convicted of murder for the dude who raped his sister Lance. And he came out, he couldn't find a job, so Ricky hooked him up. But in the series, this is one of the discrepancies. He went to jail. Yes, he did go to jail, but he wasn't convicted of murder, as stated in The Coldest Winter Ever. He went to jail because he got caught coming out of a laundromat that was being watched by a DEA in a drug sting. It just so happened he was in the wrong place at the wrong time. So I'm like, Soldier, how you gonna say in The Coldest Winter Ever that Midnight went to jail for murder, and then in his series, he went to jail just because he was caught in the wrong place at the wrong time? I don't know if y'all caught it, but I caught it. And I had to go back just to make sure that I wasn't tripping. I wasn't tripping, y'all. Drink your wine. So then, I'm like, Soldier, I didn't like that because I wish Soldier would have kept the storyline. Because when I was reading The Coldest Winter Ever, his story touched me. For example, when he went to jail, he stated that he was raped and beaten by 6 guys. I'm like, I felt bad. I'm like, oh my gosh, like, they did my boy dirty. That's the reason why he is the way he is. But then, in the series, my man didn't get gang raped. My man didn't get beat up. My man spent most of his time in solitary confinement, and nobody touched him. He was strong-minded. He did not play that. And I'm like, Soldier, how you just gonna lie like that, girl? Like, I felt his pain in The Coldest Winter Ever. I resonated with his character. And in the series, I'm like, yo, all right, Midnight is a strong ox. He's full of strength, and nobody could touch him. So I can't really resonate with the character too much. I couldn't really feel no compassion. I was just disappointed. So then another discrepancy in the book was that Soldier stated in The Coldest Winter Ever that his mother went to jail because another inmate threatened her, sorry y'all, tongue twisted. Another inmate told her if she doesn't bring drugs in the jail for them, that they are going to beat up Midnight and rape him again. So she got scared and she started, being their drug mule. Then she got caught. She herself went to jail. Midnight didn't hear from her for about a good 6 years until he got out of jail and realized that she was in a hospital and she died in the hospital. So this all takes place in the coldest winter ever. It did not happen in this book. It did not happen in this book. And it did not happen in this book. So if you read the book again, you would know in the series that Midnight was a planner. He didn't want anyone near his family. He didn't want nobody knowing where he lived. He did not play any games. He was a family man. He was their protector. So he did kill Lance the pedophile. He did kill Lance the pedophile again, but he did not go to jail for killing Lance. But when he killed Lance, he made a plan with his second wife that he was going to kill Lance. He was going to confess to the murder. And this was the thing. You have money. I bought you guys a house. I'm going to probably go away for about 3 to 4 years. You guys are set up. Don't let nobody know where I live. Don't visit me in jail. Don't write me. Don't call me. No nothing. So in the series, while his whole sentence, no one out of his family came to visit him. He did not talk to his mom, his sister, or his wives. And I really thought that was a smart move for the main fact that no one really knew who Midnight was. Everybody knew him as Midnight. No one knew his true name. He never kept any documents on him. So he was a John Doe. I think that's what you call it, John Doe. So now, I'm like, okay. So Soldier just going to say his mother died and she was smuggling drugs. And in the series, oh yeah, she didn't speak English. He set them up. And I'm like, Soldier, like, come on, like, that was juicy tea. I'm like, okay, the mother was doing her thing in jail. You know what I'm saying? She was to protect her son. And now here, it kind of gets boring. Like, he wrote a message for them not to do anything. He went to jail. That was it. I'm like, Soldier, what are you doing, baby? What are you doing? Drink to that. So now, I'm like, all right. Oh, guys, wait a minute. The biggest change that Soldier made was Midnight's sister's name. In the coldest winter ever, Midnight's sister name is Effie. I believe that's how you pronounce it. It's spelled E-F-E. If I'm pronouncing it wrong, drop a comment and let me know. In the series, her name is Niger. I'm like, Soldier, now you definitely played yourself. It's okay, you change the storyline, but you gonna change the name too? You gonna change the name? Come on. So, a lot of people be like, Soldier gets lazy with her writings. And it was shown in the series. I'm not gonna lie. It was shown in the series. And it was just pure lazy. It's like you when you write a book or you plagiarize, it's like, damn, and the teacher tell you to come forward and be like, read what you wrote and you don't know because you cheated and you plagiarized. That's what Soldier did. She plagiarized herself. How you do that? So now, I'm like, damn. But let me tell you the big reason why I'm disappointed with the book. I wanted to hear about Midnight as a man. Each book discusses Midnight, his transition from when he was 7 to when he was, I believe it was either 16 or 17. I'm lying, y'all. He was still a minor and then when he got married, he was like 14, 15. So 14, 15, that's when the book ends with him. All 3 books. So I'm like, I get it. He's a teenager, but that could have been discussed in one book. The first book is about his life in Brooklyn, how he adjusts, how he meets friends. The second book is that he's traveling to Japan to go get his wife Akemi back. He met if you don't know, he married a Japanese girl. They met when he was working at the fish market. The father's a powerful man in Japan. Once they found out that she's dating a black dude, shipped her ass back to Japan. First flight smoking. Let me drink to that. So now, I'm like, damn, Midnight. I'm reading, I'm like, what you gonna do? You gonna let him take your girl like that? My man was like, hold up, let me get this flight. He got on the flight. He met a girl named Chiaja. I don't know if I'm pronouncing her name right, but it sounds like that. So now he meet her. He don't know nothing about Japan. He can't read the Japanese language. So she offered to help him. So again, Akemi is Midnight's first wife. While Midnight's tell you one Midnight's chapter. So he meets Chayez, right? She's helping him trying to get back his wife. So they maneuver in Japan. They going through the forest and shit like a Jungle Book or whatever. So I'm like, all right, my man really willing to fight. He going through the jungle, snakes and shit. I'm like, that was my man. Leave me there. So now they find the Kimi. Everything's good. Chayeza end up falling for Midnight. Midnight end up falling for Chayeza. First of all, you're on a journey looking for your first wife, and you fall in love and you meet your second wife. Trifling. Then they both agree to, be in a marriage with Midnight. And I'm like, damn, Midnight must be really good for these two girls to agree to be together, because it couldn't be me. It couldn't be me. So now I'm like, yo, so they come together, mind you, they're all teenagers. And it's like, yo, that's it. Soldier ends the book with, oh, wait a minute, y'all. Let me reverse it back. So, upon the coldest winter ever, Midnight does his time. Midnight gets out of jail. Correct. In the series, Chayeza's father is a general in the U.S. Army. He breaks Midnight out of jail and forces Midnight to do 2 years in the army before he could set him free. Soldier, what? Like, how does that even happen? First of all, you don't say you broke Midnight out of Rikers. If anybody know Rikers, you're not getting out of Rikers. You're not getting out of Rikers. So I'm like, Soldier, he get out, now he's broken out. And then the book ends just like that. He's still a teenage boy, and I'm just like, I didn't like that. It was just too all over the place, and it stayed on his teenage years. I wanted to see how Midnight entered into the drug game. I wanted to see why Midnight decided to sell drugs, because if you read the book, Midnight was opposed to anything having to do with drugs, and it just didn't go the direction. He's selling drugs in the coldest winter ever, but in here, he's opposed to drugs. He won't even touch drugs. He believes drugs is tearing down the black community. And I'm just like, Soldier, like, you switching up, and it's not making any sense, because if this book was to be a part 4, how are you going to say that all of a sudden Midnight is opposed to drugs? Now he's just doing drugs. And he has no reason to deal drugs. He has none. He has his own business. He has a house. So why did you say that he was selling drugs in the coldest winter ever, and now he's not? For the most part, again, the book series was good, but it was a disappointment. We didn't truly get to know who Midnight was as a man, and I truly wish Soldier would have delivered. But I'll let you guys comment on what you thought about the series. If you didn't read the series and let me know. That's all I have to say about the Midnight series. It's a good book. Well, book 1 is good, but the others was kind of a drag, and it's thick for no reason. But for the most part, that's all I gotta say about the Midnight series, y'all. On that note, drop a comment. Let me know what you think about the video. Let me know what you think about Sister Soldier's writing, the direction she took with the book. If you liked it, if you didn't like it, follow me on Instagram at Wind Down with Books. And again, see you for video 3. I'm out.